Okay, we are here with My Little Pony Season 6, Episode 18, Buckball Season. This is an episode that I've long speculated about what Buckball could be. Which of our many sports would this resemble possibly? And with basically no spoilers from Hasbro outside of an animatic that I did not watch and probably was too short to give anything away, I had nothing at all telling me what Buckball could even remotely be. Turns out Buckball is a completely original sport, and I don't have any items that my Sims can use to effectively mimic the game. The episode starts off with Applejack on the farm practicing her buckball skills on some apples after a brilliant $6 million man / bionic woman sound effect that gets interrupted by Rainbow Dash. We get the exposition on what buckball really is. A little phrasing that will be repeated over and over in the episode, but we really needed that world building element to explain how this original sport even works. Rainbow Dash is confident that she has the skills to make sure that Ponyville wins, and the loyalty to Ponyville to want to see Ponyville win. A very much in character trait for her, and Applejack is also in character wanting to beat her cousin Brayburn. Fluttershy and Pinkie Pie pull off the surprise of being the kinds of ponies who naturally are good at buckball, even though we've never seen any hint of athleticism from either of them previous. It made sense that Pinkie Pie would be good at it, but it's a surprise to us and a surprise to Fluttershy as well that she's also good at the sport and she's able to have fun and enjoy it. The ponies practice for the sport, and Fluttershy and Pinkie Pie are of course excelling at it. But when the game switches from we're just having fun to let's get serious and try to win, Fluttershy and Pinkie Pie crack under the pressure and suddenly begin sucking at the game. Applejack and Rainbow Dash have to learn to lay off the pressure and allow the other two to simply just have fun. The moral of the story being that some ponies perform well under pressure and some ponies perform well when they're just having fun and actually not trying to win. Like in Testing 1, 2, 3, we learned that different methods of coaching work differently for different ponies. A few of the observations in this episode. What's with all the background unicorns? As much as I love seeing background ponies get a little bit of the spotlight, not a single one of those unicorns was a unicorn that I recognized. Not only could we have had Rarity and Starlight Glimmer and Sweetie Belle, the chosen unicorn to play in the game, we could have also had appearances from Lyra and Vinyl Scratch and Amethyst Star, Minuet, Moon Dancer, and a whole bunch of other background unicorns, far too numerous to mention. And it's not like they all had better things to do either. A lot of background ponies who could have been on the team actually showed up in the cheerleading section in the audience rooting for the ponies to win, all dressed up in their face paint and team colors. So while I am wondering why we didn't get to see tryouts from the likes of Derpy, Bulk Biceps, Lyra and Bonbon, Dr. Hooves, Vinyl Scratch and Octavia, who would have all had great guides they could have pulled as to why they would be too distracted or too uncoordinated to play buckball properly. I guess it was a nice attempt on the part of the writers to introduce new background ponies and get the fans' minds off of those popular background ponies that we maybe get a little too much of and try to give us new characters. And then we have Snails show up. And this is pretty much my reaction to Snails.
No, 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 no.
While Snails is the least likely background character that I would have chosen to appear in this episode, he actually performs his task of levitating a basket and catching the ball pretty impressively. And he actually plays off well as what I would say is the least likely character that I would ever want to see more of. Yeah, I can't believe I'm saying this, but Snails actually did have a great character moment in this episode. He contributed very well to the flow of the story. He said things that were actually important and well thought out, and he actually got character development that makes him more than just a dimwit in the background with his dim-witted friend screwing everything up all the time. And while it would have been great to have seen characters like Trixie or Rarity or Lyra or Vinyl Scratch play the unicorn role on the team, I'm sure some of them had good reasons why they couldn't compete on the team. Maybe some of these guys would have worked with, say, Rarity or Lyra or some other pony like that in place of the nameless background characters, but in the end it really didn't make too much difference and wouldn't have had that much of an impact on changing the story. Now, this story could have been something like Bad News Bears, Charlie Brown, Hey Arnold, The Mighty Ducks, Angels in the Outfield, or any number of other sports-related stories where you have a bunch of characters who don't really focus on how to play the game very well and they mess up all the time, but then they come together as a team and suddenly play excellently. Or a story where a star player is perfect to have on the team and makes all of the best moves, but then gets injured and the benched loser character has to fill in for the star player, and suddenly the worst player on the team is the one that everybody counts on to win the day and they have to step their game up. But we didn't get either of those plots. Instead we got something completely different that still worked for telling the story, still told an interesting story, and presented us with an important lesson that we wouldn't have gotten if we'd gone the Charlie Brown / Bad News Bears / Angels in the Outfield route. There was a little bit of background pony confusion with Bon Bon appearing in the crowd in face paint, cheering for the other ponies to go win their game. The train pulls away, Bon Bon is still in the crowd as the train leaves, and then in the next sequence, Bon Bon is sitting on the train, nice and relaxed with no costume or face paint on. So it is a bit perplexing how two Bon Bons can exist in two impossibly different locations. But maybe that just shows you how good of a secret agent she is. Or maybe there's some other conspiracy that explains why sometimes there are two or more of a certain background pony in multiple places. And we see once again in this episode Fluttershy going into complete psycho mode. I know a lot of fans don't like her psycho mode, and it's really overdue for her to find some middle ground, but I still couldn't help but be entertained by Fluttershy's faces. The plot in this episode does also remind me a lot of what happened in Cart Before the Ponies, only this time it's not Applejack and Rainbow Dash trying to get their way, and they don't need the lesson pointed out for them. They in fact realize the lesson and correct their own behavior, which is an improvement over what happened in Cart Before the Ponies. This also reminds me of Testing 1, 2, 3, where Twilight had to learn a lesson that Rainbow Dash hasn't learned yet, that different ponies learn different ways and you need to teach them through different methods. This also reminds me of Rainbow Falls and Equestria games, where Fluttershy and Bolt Biceps were the worst ponies on the team, and a lot of the fandom was left scratching their head as to why Fluttershy and Bolt would have been picked over any number of other ponies that would have made a better team, or why Rainbow Dash even wanted to be on a team when the other two were such complete, inept, unathletic losers. In this particular case, we actually see that Fluttershy and Pinkie Pie actually have actual skill, and there was an actual good reason why they were on the practice team at the beginning of the episode, and why they continued to be on the team throughout the rest of the episode, and why they were on the final team at the end. So it actually doesn't leave you as head-scratchingly confused and frustrated watching this episode as Rainbow Falls had everyone. So this is actually an improvement over that episode as well. We also didn't try to fit in all 6 ponies plus Spike and Starlight Glimmer. So that's another improvement over what Rainbow Falls, to many people's opinions, got wrong. On the one disappointing side, we didn't see any returning characters from past Appaloosa episodes, other than Brayburn himself. There was no Sheriff, no Troubleshoes, and none of the Buffalo. We also saw a Bolt Biceps palette swap in the shape of a sort of purplish, bulked-up female pony on the Appaloosa team. We didn't learn her name, but I'm sure she has one, and it's nice to see that ponies can have a wide variety of body types and shapes, not just the same ones that we always see all the time. A few of the missed opportunities this time is we could have had a larger team. We could have had more ponies on each team and allowed more background characters and more background Appaloosan characters come along for the ride. But on the other hand, we got a lot of brand new background characters who've never been seen before or who have barely had any attention. Established background characters could have done all the same gags, but honestly weren't necessary, just sorely missed. We also didn't get to spend enough time with Brayburn's team. It would have been nice to have seen how well they played during practice and what their team chemistry was like, so we could have gotten a better feel for what we were up against in the final conflict. Final thought is that Buckball really isn't based on anything that we know. It's not based on baseball or football or soccer or basketball. It's a collaboration of different sports and some original ideas as well, becoming its own original thing. So it's not really bona fide baseball or something like that. It's something brand new, and that actually makes it kind of interesting. And this original sport could actually be probably converted to human use. Thank you for watching, and good night.